Yeah. Oh, yeah. We are back with another one today, baby. What is going on? Your boy Preston, Phat Samurai Guy, back again with another episode of the Movie Dojo podcast, baby. And again, I have another awesome guest hanging out with me today. Director, that's right, martial artist, actor. He's done it all. That's right, James Couche. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy that you were able to make it, and I got to get the shout outs out of the way here. So big shout out to Lee B. Golden. He be golden.
Thank
That's
you,
right.
Lee.
Yeah, for bringing us together. Film Combat Syndicate. The link is in the description box below of this video. Make sure you guys click on it and follow because Lee is in the know when it comes to action. Yes. So James, man, we're gonna fire right off the bat here, right off the bat. Brother, how did you get into martial arts and the filming industry, my friend?
I think they kind of came about at the same time. I think I became like a total cinephile in like the late high school, like late 90s, early 2000s. And it's around that time I joined the military and, out on your own, you have your own money. It's like, you know what? I feel like taking martial arts, man. So I started taking Taekwondo. Really kind of dove deeper into film. Like in those days, it was great because we were getting all this. Like the DVD was this huge thing. So all of a sudden, like everything's in there, like Hong Kong movies, old cult movies. I was on like a first name basis with the people at my local Hollywood Video. I think I earned their respect when I went to go rent Six String Samurai. And after that, they're like, they start like saying, "Hey James, how's it going, man?" Like, "Hey, good. What you got?" That was what I did in those days. I would just kind of walk past all the big movies and go for like the cult stuff, like discovering Evil Dead, discovering Mean Guns and Extreme Heist and that kind of thing.
Wow, you just said Mean Guns. Holy crap! I haven't seen that in years, but I just saw that they're going to be re-releasing Mean Guns in 4K. I think Vinegar Syndrome's doing it. I'm not sure, but I was like, oh my goodness. Wow, it surprised me. It took me back to the video store era, man. Blockbuster Video, Hollywood, especially Hollywood Video. So many memories walking up and down those aisles, man.
I mean, I was kind of like a pretty loyal Hollywood Video guy until they went out of business. But the last one I went to, I was friends with like the whole staff, and they found out, oh yeah, your store's shutting down. You're going to become a bank, which is just horrible.
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what? Screw it. Let's make an action movie before this place shuts down. So we bring in a bunch of like Ren Fair stunt people. We make this really weird, like sci-fi fantasy action movie with like sword fights and gun fights.
Yeah,
it was. It's like, hey, what are they going to get mad about? Oh no, you wrecked the store. There's no store left. You can count I think that it's like maybe a couple dozen DVDs left. It's all like the worst movies that nobody wanted to
buy. Oh man, that sounds amazing. I got some people watching right now. He's just ready for this, fam. He's excited. There you go. I got some people watching. But yeah, Hollywood. I think towards the end, I became a Hollywood Video guy. I just ended up going to Hollywood Video a lot more than the old Blockbuster. Yeah.
But even then, like I was like, I loved Netflix when they were a DVD service because the obscure stuff, the crazy stuff that they had. So I was like deep diving into message boards online, finding out about these movies, and I learned about like, oh, this movie called The Deadly Art of Survival, which is supposed to be like the first hip hop martial arts movie. And I don't know if in America, I don't know if it quite fits that, but I rented it, and it's like this gritty, like 8mm shot in Queens in the 70s, like karate movie. And it's like, this is such a wild thing. Like that's the kind of movies I was drawn to because I wanted to make them, but I was never crazy enough to think, oh yeah, Hollywood's going to give me like $100 million to make like anything. So I was drawn to stuff like Hong Kong movies and Japanese movies and stuff like Evil Dead and Six String Samurai because they're these like awesome movies, but they're made on the indie side of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many hidden gems out there, and we support. I mean, I said it yesterday. I mean, this channel is all about supporting independent cinema, and a lot of time I've been saying this actually a lot last year and kind of the year before. we've been getting a lot more of our enjoyment in terms of on the horror side and the martial arts side and the action side from independent movies.
Yeah.
More, we've been getting a lot more satisfaction than a lot of the big budget AAA ones. I was calling them big budget AAA disappointments. You know.
Yeah, I think what the cool thing about I got started making indie film back in 2005. Like camcorders, mini DV, filming stuff on tapes,
Yeah.
like editing on like iMovie and stuff like that. Now it's like the cameras are better, the mics are better, the computers, the editing software. You can, if you learn Unreal Engine, you can do like Hollywood level VFX on your home computer.
Yeah.
I think that technology kind of opened the door for indies in a way that it hadn't before. And so, yeah, Hollywood's not really like, they make some action movies, but for the most part, they're just kind of, I don't know, they're kind of disappointing to me. They always feel like they're not really adventurous enough, where you go and see an indie film and it's like, hey, I really miss like golden era Hong Kong movies. Just go watch Unlucky Stars. Go watch Paper Tigers.
Yeah.
There's just there's so much now, because like technology has made it, like it's closed the gap between what a pro movie looks like and what an indie movie looks like.
Oh, I'm so happy that you enjoyed Paper Tigers, man. I mean, that
Dude,
makes
that
me
movie,
smile.
I had just like gotten through the first two Karate Kids and the first couple seasons of Cobra Kai, and watching that, it's like, yeah, this is like indie Cobra Kai, but it's got like that really awesome opening of just all VHS. It was like really cool seeing people who like, oh yeah, I know Guy De Silva. I've seen him on like Stuntman React. The guy's awesome.
Yeah.
But you know, overall, it's just this really great indie. And
yeah.
You know,
it's a big, like I told the director, because I had Baltran here, I interviewed him, and I got a chance to interview him and the cast, including Martial Club at San Diego Comic-Con Kung Fu Extravaganza panel. And I said that movie is like a big warm hug. That's what that movie feels like, with badass fight scenes in it.
It totally is.
Yeah.
Like the Yuan brothers, like Ron and
Roger,
like,
I think, right?
Roger and Ron Yuan.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they were like, they don't get to do cool stuff like that, but they got to play these really great characters. And it's like, man, these guys have been wasted. They haven't been able to really show like the range of talent they have in Hollywood. Indie side, like let's kind of let these guys like really show what they can do.
Yes.
But also seeing Matt Page in that movie as Carter No Hands was just like, God. Do you see Cop versus Killer, the one
I'm planning on renting it very soon, and I'm going to reach out to him to see if he wanted to talk about it on the show. But did you see it?
I did see it.
It got good reviews.
Yeah, like it's good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
I remember thinking the whole time, like, man, because I heard like he had like a 10-day shoot. It was like just absolutely brutal.
That's
like,
indie. That's indie.
That's indie. But and so like, man, this guy is really good. He's like a really good director. He has a really good sense of like how to like juxtapose intensity with comedy.
Right.
I really want to see what this guy can do with a bigger canvas.
Yes.
I think that's kind of what you say about a lot of filmmakers. Like, I would really love to see what they could do with like more backing. And I think that Cop versus Killer would be like, it's like this is why you need to give this guy more money.
Yeah. You know? And he can act too.
Yeah.
He can actually act. Yeah. I saw a couple of scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like early in the movie, he like does some training. I was like, damn, that guy's pretty damn good. Like,
yeah.
And you find like, oh, he's like a black belt. He's like multiple black belts and stuff.
Yeah. He's legit. He's a legit martial artist, man. Master Ken. That's right. That's right. We got people in chat right now already wanting to check out the Lost Phoenix trailer. Well, don't go anywhere, because you know your boy Samurai Guy's going to show it right here.
We will pick this thing apart, and I will spill all the secrets about it.
Sweet. All right. This is what it's all about. So it is Cop versus Killer. Chat's asking just to make sure, right? Okay. Yeah. It's on Amazon Prime. Oh my goodness. The Gray Council. What is going on, brother? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah. I hope you're doing well. Kicking ass and taking names. Yeah. Representing that sci-fi over there. That's right. Sci-fi and fantasy. All right. But yeah, that was it's on the list. Cop versus Killer's on the list for sure. But speaking of absolute fun and a blast. If you guys have not seen this, make sure I believe you can still check this out on YouTube. The Mario Warfare series is still on YouTube, right?
It is still on YouTube.
Okay. You guys, if you've never seen this, this is amazing, hilarious, creative,
Absolutely.
and believe it or not, badass. Like the fight scenes and actions, like legit. You got Eric Jacobus is in this series as well. Martial artist, stuntman. I've had him on the show as well. But I had to pull this up. You know what I'm saying? What? Our boy James here, Couche is captain in the Game Master. Look at that. It's so great.
So young. So it's weird looking at pictures of that, like, so young, so innocent, such a baby. But yeah, like that was, I'm not gonna lie, man, Mario Warfare, I don't think Lost Phoenix would exist if I hadn't had that experience, because I got to basically shadow Micah Moore, who is one of the most talented filmmakers I've ever worked with. He literally, like, I got to see the first 2 episodes before I was brought on board as Captain N. So I get there like, okay, I wonder, like, this is like a big production because this looks really cool. There's a lot of everything going on. I pull up because I'm to his like apartment building because I'm going to crash with him that night, and I see somebody coming out of the building, and it's him, and he's carrying a bunch of elbow pads and a can of pink spray paint.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what's going on here? He was spray painting Kirby's elbow pads. He had already spray painted Kirby's tactical vest. So I'm like, oh, that's how he didn't like buy blue and pink tactical vests. He'd buy tan ones and just spray paint them as he needed.
Like, how you doing?
The Smash Club scene was in this like old turn of the century like police horse stable. Like, so there's a whole bunch of us, like all the Smash Brothers characters are dressed in like greens and blues and reds, and all the background extras like browns, grays, and like blacks. And it was really cool because it's like it just made the characters pop. But this production was like, there's like 4 people behind the camera, 3 of whom are operating. So I'm like, how are they making this look so amazing? They don't have like this massive crew. It was like one big light, no reflectors. Like, so at that point, I'm like, I need to learn as much as I can from Micah, because I've never seen someone create something so high quality with so few resources.
Yeah.
But you know what Mike is doing now, right?
Remind me.
So he is actually designing action sequences for Hollywood movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. During the pandemic, he got really good with Unreal Engine and their like filmmaking tools.
Yeah.
And I don't know how or who it got to, but yeah, he worked on, I know he worked on Argyle, that one with Henry Cavill.
Wow.
And I think he might have worked on The King's Man and also Day Shift.
Nice. I just talked about The King's Man Sunday. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to him, man. Yeah.
It's like, hey, he made it. Like that's like the best story ever. It's like, super talented dude.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, he made it. That's kind of like that's what we all want.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you're on your way, my friend. You're on your way. But yeah, I had to show this. All the younglings are like, Captain N, the Game Master.
I know. I think a lot of people were like, who is that? Yeah, a lot of the younger audience was like, who's that guy? I've never heard of him. And I figured, like, man, I'm going to be like a history lesson. And it's like,
that's our job.
You guys should all watch this show so you understand how embarrassing video game cartoons were back when we were all kids. I watched all 3 seasons of that show. I've gone back to rewatch it. It is so wonderfully bad.
It's one of those good bad shows.
It really is. Like I watched that before I played Castlevania, before I played Mega Man, before I played Kid Icarus. So when I went to go play those games, like, well, how come Mega Man isn't like weird and green? Why is Simon Belmont not like, why is he not rocking this pompadour?
Didn't they have a Game Boy mascot? Because Thundercats had Snarf, Ghostbusters had Slimer, and I think an actual Game Boy was like the mascot who talked and walked around and stuff like that. It was ridiculous.
And of course, they get the legendary Frank Welker to do the voice for that one.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
He absolutely is.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, make sure you guys check this out on YouTube. Check out the whole series. I guarantee you will love it more than the Super Mario Brothers movie that came out last year.
So I
Guaranteed.
do have one more fun fact about Mario
Sure.
Warfare.
Sure, man.
So at one point between takes, we're outside. I'm dead tired, and I find this
Yeah.
what looks like a bench, but it looks like it's made out of like highway metal dividers.
Yeah.
So I sit down on it, most uncomfortable thing ever, and Matt Sumner, who plays Mario, walks up to me like, "You know what you're sitting on, right?" Like, I have no idea, but it does not feel good. He's like, "That was in the Super Mario Brothers movie in 1993."
Wow.
The owner of this place actually worked in the art department for that movie. So
You
we
got a
were filming on
prop.
the property of a guy who worked on Super Mario.
Wow. How fun. You actually have a
So
real prop from the movie. How fun is that? A little Easter
North
eggs there.
Carolina, small world.
Yeah, yeah. How fun is that? Well, yeah, well, let's take a look at your other projects. Oh, wait, first, I meant to ask you, is any of that footage available of you making a movie at the trashed Hollywood video? Is that anywhere we can see that?
It might still be on YouTube. I think it's like called Warriors of Stelvia.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna look it up just for fun. We'll have
Yeah.
to check that out later. How fun is that? Yeah, but let's talk about some of your other projects, and then we'll get to that Lost Phoenix, baby. Yeah, man. What's this all about? Brushed
So
by a
this was
stranger.
like a 48-hour film that we made. This was the last time I did it because I'm just like, you know what, I need a break from this before it kills me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was just like almost kind of a thriller, almost completely unscripted. We kind of had the actors were improvising almost their whole performances. We just kind of told them like, well, here's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you know, that was a really interesting experience. Also considering the fact we had to make it very, very quickly. But
Right.
it's also every time the Richmond, Virginia 48 happens, it's like 100 degrees and rainy. So yeah, that just made I look at pictures that we all look like we're melting. We all look completely miserable. And we're just like shooting this thing like, oh God, why do we do this to ourselves every year? But I live in Denver now, so I wonder like, will the conditions be as bad when they hold it here?
Gotcha. So this is a thriller we got going on here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, copy that. What was the plot? What was it about? Do you remember?
So basically, it's just about this kind of like hapless dude who gets lured in by this artist, and she kind of poisons and petrifies him, and uses him as like a live art piece.
No way. That sounds
With three other
crazy.
dudes that she's already petrified.
Dude.
Yeah,
That's
it ends
crazy.
on a pretty down note. Let's just say that she wins.
Wow.
The hapless dude does not win the day here.
Wow. All right. Evil did not die that night. All right. Interesting. Hey, sometimes I kind of like endings like that. All right. Art of Violence. Look at that. Look at that handsome guy right there.
So this one, I wanted to make a film noir action movie.
Yeah.
And we actually were like, well, I want to do like a gun versus knife fight.
Ooh.
So if we did this like close quarters gun versus knife fight between me and this guy named Ashanti, who is like really, really good at karate.
Nice.
It was like in my apartment, we had to move stuff around. We had to like try to figure out how we're gonna light this in a noir fashion. At one point, we had this big lighting fixture out on the fire escape, blasting light through the window to kind of get that really cool blind light.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Was it kind of also exhausting?
Was the movement a little similar to like Equilibrium in a way?
It was very gun kata.
Nice.
Yeah,
copy that.
Equilibrium. I still want to try to do proper gun kata though. I don't think it's been. There's more to explore there.
Right. You know, in the 80s with the John Woo films, you know, they called it gun fu. Mm-hmm. And and even though the John Wick films, some people still call the John Wick films gun fu, but I think they changed it as gun jitsu, I believe, for Wick. But I feel like I've always felt Equilibrium is a very underrated movie, and no one talks about gun kata. No one really talks about it. It's underrated in my opinion. I feel that movie.
I mean, I really like that Mario Warfare, like first episode, you have like a full on gun kata fight, which was awesome. And I used to study Wing Chun, so
all right.
You can kind of start to see the trap when you watch it. You kind of see the trapping, and you kind of see like some of the movements. You also realize how incredibly how ridiculous it is, but it's a movie fight. There has to be that level of just like that would never work. Like, yeah,
Right.
of course it would. It's a
Right.
movie.
Yeah. You have to have some level of disbelief. I mean,
Yeah.
and me and Richard Somez yesterday just talked about that. Like, we can be fanboys. We can have fun with your action. You can have fun with your action movie. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like, and I said, if you can't suspend your disbelief, and have fun sometimes, you're not going to enjoy films like Commando.
I mean, I know a lot of people, they
Which I
kind
love
of want their
Commando.
action to be like super realistic. And like, I don't get that. It's kind of boring to me. Like, I look at
Yeah.
a lot of like modern action movies,
Right.
like the ones we were complaining about, like really hyper realistic gunplay. And like, can I just give me John Woo stuff? Give me like gun kata. I want to have some degree of disbelief
Yeah.
between like cinematic violence and real violence, because real violence is just depressing.
Right.
So
And the movie will be short.
Hmm?
The movie will be short.
Yes.
If it's realistic, you're not going to have a long movie.
Yeah, everyone's like, I think a couple years ago they did that. I think Screen Junkies did this. How many John McClanes would it take to survive Die Hard?
Yeah.
Because this super realistic action movie is like, he would have died like 3.5 times just to get through that one story.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense.
Yeah. But people are nitpicks and stuff like that, and that's fine. But it's okay to have fun. You can have your realism, but you can mix in some fun with it as well. There's nothing
That was
wrong
kind
with
of the ethos for Lost Phoenix. Like in the scripting phase, I was really angry when I wrote it, but as the production went on, it's like, you know what? Why wouldn't we have a capoeira fight? Why would we not end this movie with a big sword fight?
Yeah.
This modern set in 2020 movie should end with a sword fight.
Yeah. Let's go, man. That's what it's all about. That's right. Highlander style. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, I'm already laughing at this title. Is this like a martial arts comedy here? Dumbass Shakedown. What's this all about?
So this is literally about a dumbass criminal who mistakes a martial arts school for a jewelry shop he's supposed to get protection money from.
Yeah.
And he gets thrown out by the sensei, comes back in, and very unwisely tries to fight the sensei.
Right.
And the sensei is played by David Norton, who plays the villain in Lost Phoenix.
Yes.
But yeah, basically, it's just like, comedy slapstick fight scene.
Yeah. Please tell me his name is Dumbass. The lead, is his name Dumbass in the movie?
I really was trying. I was really lobbying to credit the character as the dumbass, but David wouldn't let me. It's like, okay, fine. Give him a name. Give him this tragic backstory. I don't know. Maybe he's dyslexic. He couldn't read the sign.
A lot of your short films that you've done, can people watch that on YouTube or some areas?
What's that again?
A lot of the short films that you've done already, can people watch them on streaming services or YouTube?
So pretty much everything I've made is actually still on YouTube. All the way back to the very first movie I made in 2005 in college, where it's like, it's 22-year-olds taking themselves too seriously. It's like, we're supposed to be assassins, but we all look like college students.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
But it's still fun to go back. Like, this is how it started. This is how it's going. Like, this is my very first fight scene I ever shot. And now I'm just like doing all kinds of like crazy Superman punches and whatnot.
It's fun. That's what it's all about. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Video Sniper.
So this one is probably one of the more popular ones I did. The sniper is played by Jared Kearney, who played Luigi in Mario Warfare.
Nice.
Absolutely brilliant actor. Like, that guy, he elevates everything he's a part of. But literally, he is a sniper who worked in a video store that went out of business, but he kept the list of overdue. He kept the overdue list. And so he's now hunting down people on that overdue list. And the only way you can survive is you must defeat him, and you must survive 3 rounds of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Oh, this sounds hilarious. I have to watch this. Video Sniper. This sounds great.
And the problem is, my character, like, he hasn't seen the only thing he can think to connect Kevin Bacon to is the movie Beauty Shop.
Yeah.
because he was watching it multiple times on an airplane recently. So that's like literally all he can think of. So it literally drives the sniper insane because this guy's a total cinephile. So it's at one point I literally was like, all right, there's nothing I could script that's going to be better than what Jared's going to come up with. So I basically gave him his direction, hit record, like, all right, go for it. And he gave me two of the most deranged takes I've ever seen. And it's like, this is great. Like I had to cut away, but then cut back. And so he has like after credits scene where I'm like, I have to show them everything that he said. This guy is absolutely transcendently crazy.
You got some outtakes. I love it. Love it. And then we got Attack the Dojo up in here.
So this is the last short I did before I really went all in on making a feature. And it's kind of like a companion to Dumbass Shakedown.
Okay.
Only it's a total McDojo, total scam place. It gets visited by the Better Business Bureau. And literally the guy from the Better Business Bureau is going over the list of all the things, all the reasons why they should be shut down. And then they attack him and like martial arts ensues.
Nice.
Yeah, it gets really, it's very silly. But yeah.
Sounds great. Sounds fun.
Yeah, so a project I decided to undertake is like going back to Dumbass Shakedown, Attack the Dojo, and this other movie we did called Iron Jade, kind of make this like loose trilogy of old school martial arts inspired shorts, just kind of parodies.
Oh, nice.
Just kind of recut them, recolor that kind of thing. Because the experience of making a feature has kind of made me a better editor, a better everything, better storyteller. So I'm gonna take another pass at those.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, let me know when they're ready to watch. We could premiere them here. That'd be great. That'd be a lot of fun, man. We do a little reaction video style to those. How fun is that? Oh my goodness. But yeah, all of these look great, man. These look hilarious, a lot of fun. But now it is time. That's right. To get to the main meat of the night. That's right. Lost Phoenix. Already, congratulations, brother. You're already getting great reviews from all these other sources. Look at that, 4 to 5 stars, B plus. Just positive reviews. But the one that really caught my eye the most was Film Threat. Film Threat even gave your film positive reviews, man, and gave you some love. They understood what you were doing. You know what I mean? And that was like, wow, congrats, bro. Film Threat. That's what's up.
After 3 years of working, after 3 years of 2 years of shooting it and 1 year of editing it, I'm like, I've seen this too many times and too close to it. I can't tell if it's good anymore. So I was sending this out to reviewers with a little bit of fear, like, oh man, if this is gonna suck, now everyone's gonna see it. Thankfully, it doesn't suck. But yeah, I'm really happy with just the reaction the movie's gotten.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I kind of like look at it as like this is a B plus action movie, but those are B plus action movies are just awesome. They're just a lot of fun. Like,
oh yeah,
where would we be without like Transporter or Eraser or Time Cop? You kind of need those. Yeah,
your luggage.
I rewatched that recently. That movie is amazing.
You had to catch a train. Oh, so good. Underrated Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Eraser. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I look at those movies like, yeah, these are a lot of fun. Sometimes, yeah, they're not. It's not Speed. Like there's those A+ action movies like Speed, Fury Road, The Matrix, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the B+ stuff, it's like these are just like a lot of fun. And I find myself going back to them, especially on Tubi. Like, it's like, oh, Transporter 2 is on Tubi. All right.
Tubi's the place, man. Tubi is the place, especially when you were talking earlier about going to Hollywood Video to rent obscure titles, where you're going to find everything obscure on Tubi and more. And actual really awesome stuff is there as well. So
there's still some movies on Tubi. There's still some movies out there that I really, really wish were available for streaming. Like, I rewatched Extreme Heist recently because I recently saw like an interview with Johnny Young. Have you ever seen it?
I don't think. Which one's that one about?
That's the one where like Koichi Sakamoto decided, I'm going to take Johnny Young Bosch, Jason Narvi. We're going to make like a micro budget action movie out in
Oh,
like
oh, is that the one? Lee B. Golden's always championing. He's always like,
probably, yeah. No, Lee
because
and I talk about that movie all the time.
he
If
showed
you,
me the fight scenes from that, like some of the clips, and I was like,
yeah,
holy shit, I got to see this movie. Yeah,
yeah,
that's probably the same movie. Yeah.
that was a Hollywood Video discovery. I totally like was just walking through the VHS section in 2006, 2007, and I
Yeah.
came across it.
Yeah.
And the only reason I picked it up is I recognized the name Johnny Young Bosch from
Oh,
Power
yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome, awesome movie, but it's not available anywhere. You have to like either pirate it or get it on DVD.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about we understand streaming. We get it. It's easier. We get it. And I bought some things digitally that aren't available physically. So I've done that too. But there is something important. Physical media is extremely important. So buy it while you can. That's all I got to
Yeah,
say.
before it gets crazy expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe we
I
could.
still I still buy physical media partly because there are some things you just can't find.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. There's so many movies that aren't even on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like they're just DVD only, and some of them are just VHS only. They didn't even make it to DVD. So it's important. Yeah, physical
I
media is
mean,
important.
Vinegar Syndrome and MVD and
Yeah,
Shout Factory, they can only do so much.
yeah,
I'm still happy we're getting like Mean Guns Blu-ray. Like I did not think that was ever going to happen.
exactly. I was like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. But I have a Hollywood Video discovery memory. Drive with Mark Dacascos.
Yes.
I looked at that cover and I started laughing because the cover looked a little goofy, right?
Mhm.
But I was like, Mark Dacascos, it's Mark Dacascos. Let's go. So I said, oh, I'll give it a shot. Had no idea. When the movie ended, I was like breathing like I was like, wow. I was not expecting that level of stunt work and fight choreography or anything. I
I mean,
couldn't believe it.
Alpha Stunts. Alpha Stunts is really underrated. Like they did some amazing work.
Yeah.
Weren't they the guy? Didn't they do like Guyver 2 Dark Hero? Was that
Yes.
them?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, amazing movie.
Yeah. That needs
Um,
a proper Blu-ray 4K release. That movie
I'm just
does.
happy. I'm just happy. A couple years ago, we got a decent DVD of it. But yeah, like
Yeah.
we can track down David Hayter. He'll talk about the movie, hopefully.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do that in the future. That'd be amazing. Yeah, have him on here. But yeah, Lost Phoenix, how did this script come about and how did the project come about?
So it was 2020, like middle of 2020, a notoriously bad year, in case anyone forgot. And the previous year, I'd been working on would have been my first feature. COVID came along, just killed it. That
Yeah.
movie was just gone. And I was in like a really dark place. And I had this very twisted thought. What would it be like to wake up now with amnesia? And you have no idea how the world got this way, but also you don't know any other world than this. So this is it. This is the world. This is reality for you.
Yeah.
And then I kind of took it a step further. Well, because what would happen if you also had no documentation to prove who you were? Like, what would happen to you? And it kept on getting like more and more scary. And I'm like, this would make a really cool thriller. Let's turn this into a thriller.
Yeah.
So I wrote this as a proof of concept, and we shot it back in like October of 2020, a couple days. I looked at it like, okay, this is really good. Like Wandral, the star of the movie, he had never acted before this. He'd done some modeling, but he'd never acted. And as I'm watching like what we got, like, yeah, this guy, he's got it. I think we can. I think I can turn this guy into the Haitian Jean-Claude Van Damme if we work it right.
Yeah.
So literally 3 years ago today, we the movie went from being a proof of concept to being a feature project. So yeah, we kind of like just went from there, and we were filming all the way up until I want to say the beginning of October of 22.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that, just got to just head down working on the editing.
Wow. That's awesome. That's amazing. And he just added to it, and boom, ready for
Yeah.
release. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird because like the production was we we had to take our time during production because I was constantly broke. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, as most indie filmmakers are. It kind of reminded me of when I was like in college and dirt poor. Like, okay, well, which bills can I push another week or so I can afford to pay this other bill and
Yep.
also afford food. That's kind of the experience of making an indie feature. And but yeah, basically 2 years of production, a year of post production, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, by the way, we're doing release within a month. It's like, oh, okay, well, we're out on 3 platforms. We have to start promoting this stuff, getting reviews back. It's been kind of a whirlwind this last 2 weeks.
Right. I know you're excited, and people that made the film, the filmmakers and your cast, I'm sure they're excited about it. And again, congrats on all the positive feedback and reviews from everyone. But none of that matters. None of that matters. The only thing that matters, what does Samurai Guy think of the movie? What do I think? I'm putting a stamp on it. What do I think of the movie? Hey, let me tell you, everybody watching right now, Lost Phoenix is legit, baby. When it comes to indie martial arts and action films, Lost Phoenix scratches the action itch, baby. That's right. Trust me. That's right. Only my word counts, James. I'm just kidding.
I feel like I'm going to mute this guy so he can't even disagree with me.
No, I'm just having fun here. But I mean it, guys. Make sure you guys check it out. Right now, it is available. That's right. On Amazon right now. You can rent it for just $2.99. That's it. Check it out. Buy it for $9.99. Will there be a physical release of Lost Phoenix?
There actually will be. So I'm right now I'm trying to like get ideas for like, okay, what features would people want from on a Blu-ray? Because I don't like bare bones discs. Give me lots of content. Give me commentaries. Give me stories. The production was so small, we didn't actually have any BTS people, unfortunately. But I kind of want to almost turn this into a masterclass in like how to make an action movie with like next to no money, and have it so it still looks good, the fights are good, and nobody gets hurt. Those are 3 really important things.
There you go. Well, let's stop the lollygagging here. Let's show everybody watching. Let's give them a little taste, baby. Let's show you everybody watching the trailer to Lost Phoenix. Let's do it.
You really don't remember anything, do you? What's that like?
It's like learning about a different person. The closer you get to the truth, the worse it gets.
Get ready. Music's about to start.
He is alive. Tell me why your brothers in arms want you so dead.
It's me! He's the mission now. Bring me his head. I can use a new trophy for the wall. If I'm gonna die tonight, I think I'm entitled to know why.
Yes, that's right. Woohoo! I already seen the movie already, and that trailer still pumped me up. That's what it's all about. So let me go ahead and bring up the trailer again, and we can hear the legend James himself give us a little bit more behind the scenes stories, man. Hold on, let me bring it up here. Give me 1 second. All right. We'll watch it. You'll watch it again. How long again was it to film when you were first filming it?
So that first that first proof of concept was like 3 or 4 days, and some of it actually is in the movie, like that opening bit. This whole opening bit
Yeah.
That was actually part of the proof of concept.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right.
yeah, so that got to stick around because it was good. But yeah, this is one of the very first things we shot. One of the very first angles we shot.
You know, he did a really, really great job in the film, man.
I
You know,
mean,
his
he looks
physical
like
performance was great.
oh yeah, and he also he looks like so many different famous people. Like he looks a bit like Jaimin Hansu. He looks a bit like Mike Coulter. When he smiles, he kind of looks a little bit like Taye Diggs. It's like I remember thinking like, man, you look like all these different famous people depending on the lighting and the angle. But yeah, like he really. I will say this: like we lived in the same building. We actually that's how we met. And
Oh, all right, all right.
yeah, he expressed interest in being in acting. And you know, he like I said, he had never acted before this, but after we kind of finished the proof of concept, and I told him, yeah, we're going to go forward with the movie, he got really serious about it. He started like watching interviews with actors, kind of learning about the process, learning about like, well, how do they create a character, how do they embody that, and then he also like started working with a friend of his who's a kickboxer to make his kicks look a lot nicer, make his form look better for the fights.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, he really kind of got
huge shout out to him. Huge shout out to him. He was great in the film. But yeah, I like what you said, the Haitian Van Damme. Let's go.
Yeah, he kind of embodies that.
Where location was this area?
So this is in Richmond, Virginia. There's a canal that goes through a lot of the city. And we pretty much filmed this with no permits. We called the cops, be like, hey, we're going to be filming out there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, people just walk through every so often, and we'd say hi, be really friendly. Even when we were like having a knife fight, people would just like walk through, like, hey, what's up? What's up? How's it going? This one couple came by when we were on a break, and they wanted us to like use our lights to like help them take a really nice picture.
Yeah.
It's like cool. Just like you just literally watch two guys fighting in the tunnel. I found that people don't get too weird when it comes to like fist fights, even bladed fights. We had a sword fight at the end, and in view of the public, like you could look over and see what we were doing. No one cares.
Wow, that's amazing.
If you have a gun,
I would watch.
Yeah, if you have a gun though, then things get a little bit more dicey because there's a bit more visceral reaction. Like you don't have to worry about somebody walking around with a pair of swords starting trouble. Like that guy's that guy's going through some stuff. Leave him alone.
He just came from Comic-Con, you know.
That sword's a prop.
He just came from Ren Fair. It's all right. Oh my goodness. And this actor here, talk about him.
So this is Justin. He was literally only there for the proof of concept. After that, he moved to Ohio. So when we went back to go film the rest of the movie, like we needed his dead body for a take, and it's like, well, I'm not going to ask this dude to drive from Ohio just to play a dead body. So we had to like use our first body double. This guy was actually doubled by more people than anyone else, including me. You know, he's like someone doubled his dead body, someone doubled his like hand to draw a gun. You know, so he was actually this character was played by technically 4 people.
Wow, that's impressive. You never notice. You would never notice when you watch the movie. How fun. Yeah, there he is trying to figure out his past. But you know what's going to go down. You know, one of my favorite movies that are similar is an old school kung fu film called He Has Nothing But Kung Fu. I don't know if you've seen that one. It stars
I've never seen that one.
Gordon Liu is in that one. He has nothing but
it's good.
Yeah, yeah, I recommend that one. He has nothing but kung fu. These two characters, these two guys, man. Oh my god, the dialogue back and forth between them was busting me up, man.
So much of their best material wasn't really in the script. It would just kind of be like, hey, I need you guys to like rip on each other a little bit. So we would kind of like come up with stuff on the day.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, like. And I kept on thinking, like, I kept on creating new scenes and new moments to kind of show more of these two interacting because it's just fun. The movie kind of needed a bit of levity, so I kind of gave it to these guys.
Oh, yeah, it's great they were ad-libbing. That's amazing. Yeah, but where did you find this giant here? Oh my goodness.
So yeah, both these guys were incredibly lucky gets. So basically, for the character of Roman, who had to be like this big, imposing, strong guy,
Yeah.
I put out the casting call. I had one dude was like 5'6" audition for this role. I'm like, no, you can't play Roman. And then all these people were kind of auditioning, and none of them were right. None of them were like terribly big. And then this guy auditions, and I'm like talking to him in an initial Zoom call,
Yeah.
and he starts like just to be like antagonistic, he starts doing like a peck dance, and I'm like, man. But he was perfect for this character, and he really kind of started asking me these very intense questions about his character, and made me think more. It made me think harder about him. So his desire to like know more about him actually resulted in Roman being a more interesting character, as opposed to just being like the big strong guy
who can do the peck dance. That's right. That's awesome, man. But yeah, they both were great. They were busting me up. But yeah, man, the cinematography is great in this. I mean, this is like legit. And and again, it's just so nice. I will say this forever. It's just so nice that you can actually see the fighting.
Yeah.
You could see the fighting. Ugh.
Even those moments where I tried to like do kind of a Bourne style, like especially at the beginning of the movie when he's still not fully understanding his own skills.
Yeah, but
even then,
see the fight. Yeah, you could still see it.
Yeah, and that was important to me. Like, you should see it.
Ooh, hard hits. And great sound design too. Especially with the kicks and punches. Like, it's so good.
Oh, I had to that took the longest of anything, I think, was getting the sound effects right.
There he is. Yeah. Yeah, doing the pose. That's right. That's right. And great performances from everyone else, especially her.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And she's a martial artist in her own right. She's got a Taekwondo background, I believe.
Yeah. Oh no, Eliza brought it. Like she needs to be playing more roles like this. Like, and it's kind of jealous because earlier this year she actually got to work on Black Creek with Cynthia Rothrock.
I saw that. Congrats. Yeah. How cool is that? Do you know if she has like a fight scene in that movie or?
I don't know, but from what she said, she did work a lot with Richard Norton.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that guy's a beast.
Oh yeah. Another guy I had the honor of interviewing here on the channel as well back in the day. Yeah, Richard Norton. He's a sweetheart, man. But don't piss him off. Oh, yeah. But yeah, she was great. Her acting was great. My favorite. I'm not going to spoil anything because I want people to watch the movie. But it was the sequence between her and our lead, and then we're sitting at the table in the kitchen. Her acting there while they were both sitting down conversating. Her acting, I was like, wow, she's great. She's really good.
She was one of those people I knew I could really push hard to get like a really intense performance out of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're a really good actress. I want to challenge you a little bit. I want to challenge you in a way that's going to make the movie better.
Gotcha. And that's the kind of directors we need more of nowadays. You know what I mean? They challenge their actors, Bitch me. It made me laugh, man. Who are they trying to kill? Bitch me. That was hilarious. Now, this gentleman, this was my introduction to him.
Yeah.
I did not, and great acting performance from this guy. What was his name again?
This is David Norton.
Yeah. Shout out to David.
Yeah. It's interesting because a lot of people have said like his villain performance in this is fantastic. Like he's legitimately like, I think he showed it to some family members, and one of them, his sister-in-law, turned to him like, you're like a really bad person in this movie. Which is interesting because he is one of the kindest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
He played this character so well and so convincingly. And he really brought it.
Again, this was my first introduction to the actor, and he was so good at this role. But I did not know that he was legit martial artist and he had this legit background. I
Oh,
had
yeah.
no idea. And so when we get to the finale, I was kind of like, oh shit. He knows some
You know?
shit. He knows some
So
shit.
so
I loved it.
he is an Aikido sensei,
Right.
but he also trains in Iaido. Or,
Right.
sorry, Iaido. He's actually corrected me on that. Iaido. So he
Eido.
knows how to use a sword, and he actually taught Juan to use a sword for that final fight.
Nice. Did you plan on their encounter here? Look at I love the lighting here. Oh, it's
Yes.
great.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
it's
was
so good.
really specifically designed. But it's the funny thing about this fight, and people think it's one of the best fights in the movie.
Oh, it's great.
When we got to the location, I literally had to kind of re-choreograph 70% of it on the day.
Okay.
Like we had done we'd done previs, we'd done, choreography, all this stuff. Get there and find out, well, this isn't going to work here. We don't have enough space.
Right.
So I pretty much had to like re-choreograph on the day. But the cool thing about it was I was able to really better use the space. And also realize, you know what, I should get weapons in their hands as fast as possible because that's going to make it more fun.
And I love how they both fought in character.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not like he's big, huge, hulking, beast. It's not like all of a sudden he started doing drunken boxing. You know what I mean? Like he fought into character. It was great.
Yeah, David's actually told me he's not a big fan of the Superman punch except for this movie. I'm like, well, yeah, look at the size difference. How else are you going to take a guy like that down except
Exactly.
launching yourself at him?
This character cracked me up towards the end too.
Oh, Oz.
he made me laugh. He did stuff towards the end that I was not expecting his character to do. It was more like a fuck it attitude. Like fuck it. I don't want to spoil it. Again, I can't spoil it, but
oh yeah.
When he had the dual pistols, he was like, fuck it. That was cracking me up. But yeah, great stunt work. There he is. Look at the man there. Oh, look at that. Great. So good.
Oh yeah,
so
like
good.
with that particular bit of choreography, David did that with so much. He did that with a surprising amount of swagger. The way he just got like, almost slides in and punches him in the face with the sword in his hand. Like,
yeah,
there's this weird bit of just like attitude to it.
Yeah,
and it's like, nailed that character because literally he is beating him with the blunt end of the sword to like almost insult him.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Just to kind of prove like this is how much better than you I am. And yeah, I kind of like that, like fights where somebody's just like, I'm gonna be cocky. I'm gonna insult you.
Yeah. And I just recently talked about it. How I think it was yesterday, and I've always mentioned this. How I always champion our heroes getting their ass kicked. Like I always champion our heroes having to, get over adversity, like they get beat down or there's something mentally they need to overcome or something physically they need to overcome. Those are the best heroes.
So basically the not Steven Seagal school of fight scenes.
I guess I know that's one of the big criticisms. Were there any early Seagal films that you like? You notice I said early, right? The first 5. Any of the first 5 that you like, or you don't like any of them?
So I like Under Siege, but the thing is, I actually started going back to figure out, like, was he ever good? So, like, Above the Law, like, yeah, he was good because he was still hungry. But after Under Siege,
what about Hard to Kill and Marked for Death?
Hard to Kill was pretty good. But it was also the point where it started to get kind of weird. But yeah, like after Under Siege, and he's like, okay, I'm an A-list. Like, he just became insufferable and really lazy. Like, I watched Under Siege 2. And they literally had to like hyper speed the footage to make it look like he was running downstairs. Like, oh my god!
I know. Under Siege 2 is probably a good bet.
There's such a small window where he was actually like good.
I still champion Out for Justice though.
Yeah,
that's my favorite Seagal movie. That one's great, especially his fun little fight with Dan Inosanto. But yeah, back to this though. Back to this awesomeness here. But yeah, having our heroes overcome is what it's all about. It's brutal. doing the kick. I mean, I love this look. Where's this location at with the end sword fight?
Oh, so there is this area. There's this island called Belle Isle. It's kind of like in the middle of the James River outside of Richmond,
Yeah,
and it's got all this stuff. It's like a really like it's a place where people go to day drink a lot, hang out on the rocks, go fishing, whitewater rafting,
yeah,
and this is left over from like some old industrial stuff on the island. And it just kind of has this really cool look to it. So it's like, all right, let's have them meet here, and
Yeah.
just shoot like. And when you walk up to it, it doesn't look terribly impressive. But if you shoot it right, it looks really cinematic and really cool.
yeah. And you did a phenomenal job, man, shooting this fight. It was just so good. It's so good. But like, this is what I mentioned this before a while back. There's something when you think of the old school classic kung fu films, there's something about two masters, going out to an obscure location,
Yeah,
meeting together, mano a mano, with nobody else around, this huge landscape, and they just go down. It's just toe to toe. That's it. It's me against you. Let's go. There's just something so special and awesome about that. And when it happens in all those classic films or even samurai movies, you get let's meet on the beach with nobody around and let's do this. I definitely got that vibe with this fight, man, for sure.
So the weird thing about that fight is it originally wasn't supposed to happen.
This fight?
Yeah. So
Oh.
originally, like basically a lot of things about this movie were dictated by like, well, we want to do this thing, but we can't get a location for it, or we don't have the resources for it, so we have to change it.
Yeah.
And originally, David's character was going to be killed by Layla, and the end fight would be, Juan's character Isaac versus Gunner.
Oh,
And it was gonna be like kind of a machete fight.
right.
And
okay.
things shifted, things changed, and I realized like I have an Iaido practitioner in the cast. He is an
Exactly.
amazing sword fighter.
Yeah.
As like physical discipline is incredible. It would be stupid to waste that. So I kind of shifted it around to kind of like make him this kind of like hidden physical threat. Like everybody thinks, oh, he's just like the psychological threat. He's just the mastermind. And when in fact, no, he's actually legitimately dangerous.
Right. Yeah.
Which comes as a surprise.
It surprised me. That threw me off. I was like, oh my goodness. Because I was like, at first I was like, oh, he's probably stunt doubled. But then when you have when you show all the fighting, I was like, oh my God, that's the actor. So I
mean,
have
stunt doubles require money, and this is a thing that we totally did not have.
I have to ask. I'm back on the Seagal trip. I have to ask.
Oh yeah.
What does the Aido, right? Aido? Am I saying it right?
Aikido.
Okay. No, the sword style is
I think he does. I think his Kenjutsu is what he does.
okay.
But Iaido sword fight. Yeah.
What is your master in this film think of Seagal's sword fighting skills? Has he said anything?
Well, we've because they both do it.
No comment. No comment.
Yeah. Yeah. Strong opinions are had.
Okay. All right. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Back to it. But yeah. How interesting. That wasn't supposed to be the main fight. But look how everything just worked out for the best. Look at that great shot.
Yeah.
Great shot. Boom. Oh, love it.
Yeah, that had to make the trailer.
Love it. Oh, yeah, babe. Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
the thing is, this movie during production, like so many things had to change because it's like, oh, you want to do stuff, want to do cool stuff, but it's like, well, yeah, but that requires we don't have the resources for that. We don't have the time. We don't have the money. So I would, be constantly adaptable. Like I'm not precious about something. Like if this is not going to happen, I'm not going to get stuck on it. Like I'm going to, and David could tell when I was doing this, I would rewrite, reshoot, and recut the movie in my head on the spot. And he would always be like, "Yep, I could tell because you're like looking off and you're staring off into space. I know when you're doing that, you're literally remaking the movie in your head on the spot, so we can like keep going." And it did happen. That happened a bit, like But to make a movie like this, you have to be really flexible. You got to be like, you have whatever happens, you have to roll with it. Otherwise, it's gonna fall apart.
Indie cinema, independent cinema, man. That's just how it is. But yeah, man, congratulations, man. Again, I enjoyed the film. Everybody watching, that's right. I endorse it. I support it. This movie is legit. You can take that quote, put it on your posters, man.
I will totally put that on my poster.
Yeah,
I'm looking for like real good pull quotes. So yeah, you got one.
All right, woohoo! What an honor! What an honor! Like Brandon enjoyed what he watched. Look at that. He's down. He's giving it the thumbs up right there. All right, that's what it's all about. But yeah, man, you are on your way, sir. Again, congratulations. I can't wait to see what you do next. It's just going to keep getting bigger and better, man. Yeah, yeah. Are you going to keep the Haitian Van Damme? Are you going to keep the same cast for future projects?
I now live in Colorado. They all still live on so Juan moved to Atlanta, or is moving to Atlanta. I live in Colorado. Everyone else still lives in like Maryland, Virginia. Yeah. But a little part of me, I want to make like an indie feature where I film in like Colorado and like DC and New York, and kind of have one of those like not globetrotting, but maybe like, you know, airport hopping movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, like basically I could not have done this without them, and I really want to keep working with them in any way I can.
Awesome. And we will keep showing up to watch, my friend. As long as you keep putting out quality content like this, man. That's what it's all about.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sequel or next project? Well, we don't know yet.
Probably next project.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about 30 pages into my next script. I wanted to make an action drama involving Super Sentai.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now.
A tokusatsu project?
Dude, I live for that stuff.
Dude, that's amazing.
Like a Godzilla fan, huge Godzilla fan growing up. You know, I was like, we're there
brothers.
For like
we're brothers. That's it. We're now brothers now. That's right. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, I could talk to this man about movies all day, but he's extremely busy. But hey, thank all of you guys for watching, hanging out with the old samurai guy as in this episode. Follow James on his filmmaking journey. That's right. Link is in the description box below. You can follow him on Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of good stuff. And don't forget, let me remind everybody, in case everybody's showing up late here. Hey, no memory, no identity, no limits. Lost Phoenix right now. Rent it, buy it, share it, keep supporting independent cinema and martial arts and action movies, baby. And James, don't go anywhere, but I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys. Lost Phoenix.